We're going to do some seated rows together with a resistance band, or you could do this at the gym on a seated row machine. With a resistance band, wrap a long band around the arches of the feet. Spread the feet out about hips distance apart. Choke up on the band a little bit, down close. Okay, and grab on firm with your fists. Good, bend the knees a little bit if that feels good. Long, strong spine. Good, arms reaching towards the feet. So you should at this point feel some resistance in the band. You want resistance throughout the entire motion of the movement. Here we go, let's breathe. And as you exhale, you can pull those elbows back. Good, spine stays long and strong. Squeeze the shoulder blades together behind you like you're holding onto that pencil between the shoulder blades. I'll show you a detail in a moment. And then slowly let the arms straighten towards the feet. Now let's do that 9 more times. Pull, 2. Elbows pull back for 3, if you're breathing. And 4, do a little pause of the elbows holding back. 5, arms straight, and 6, pull back. And 7, elbows reaching towards that wall behind you. And 8, and 9, this is good for grip strength too. And 10, posture as well. Yahoo! Watch as my shoulder blades move throughout this movement, yeah? You want your blades to move. They're designed to move like gliders, hovering over your rib cage. Okay, as you reach your arms forward, you want the shoulder blades to glide apart. When you pull your elbows back, you want the shoulder blades to come towards one another. Okay, it'll take practice. It takes awareness, and you can do it. Good, for rows, start with 10 reps, take a little rest, maybe do some push-ups in between, and then do 10 more rows. Oof, I can feel it already. Then take a rest. Do some push-ups, and then do another set of 10 pulls, and maybe some push-ups. Yeah, that would be called a superset. Here we have bent over rows with a looped resistance band, or you could use a long resistance band, that works too. And I have a heavy kettlebell, or you could use a heavy dumbbell. I'm working with 35 pounds today. We're going to do single arm rows, bent over. This is part of our pulling work, right? So it's part of strengthening the back side of the shoulder, the upper back, the tricep, yeah? To get rid of that kind of nana, in my family we call it nana flab. The tricep wiggle! And just, to get strong ass shoulders, all right? So I'm going to start with the looped resistance band. I'm going to put my foot through it. It's going to go around the arch, under ball side of my foot. Okay, you're going to step the other foot back. Bend both knees a little bit. If you feel unstable, you can take your back foot out wide. Get stronger or get more stable in your feet. Good, hold on with one hand. You're going to lift your chest up a little bit, look a little forward. If you need to use your other hand to stabilize on a wall or a bench, that's cool. Good, you should have tension in the band. And then bend the elbow, pull that elbow back. Great, squeeze that shoulder blade behind you. Straighten the arm, hand comes towards the foot, and then pull back. Good. You can get a little bit of chest movement here if you want, but focus on that elbow movement, pulling it back, pausing with that elbow back a little bit, just to feel what you've got going on back there. Every day's a little bit different, right? Good. So you'll do about 10 of those on one side, then you'll switch feet, switch hands, put the band around your other foot, get stable on your other side. Here we go, elbow pulls back, a little pause. Then I'll show you from this angle. You could even have your other hand, your free hand, resting on your thigh. 3 sets of that. If you're feeling good, do 5 sets. Next up, we've got the same idea with a hand weight. I'm using a kettlebell here. I'm going to take a similar stance. Weight is inside of my front foot. Back foot is stepped back and a little bit wide. I'm going to go right foot, right hand. Right foot's in front, so my right hand is on my right thigh. I'm going to bend down, grab that weight, come up into this lunge position. Good, and then I'm going to find a long arm with that weight. The weight is pulling my arm down. Pull that elbow back up towards the ceiling as you bring that weight kind of towards the abdomen. So I like to go for rather than a straight pull, rather than pulling the weight straight up, perpendicular to the floor, I'm going for a little bit of an angle and arch back, kind of like a swing back, but controlling the momentum back down. Whew. This is tough. If it's not tough, what do you need to do? Good, amp up the weight, get a heavier weight, or go slower. Woo! That's enough for that one. So again, I'm going for this kind of arc movement with my hand and with the weight, rather than doing just a straight pull up, like straight pulling the weight towards my shoulder. That's more about bicep, which is totally cool if that's what you need. But today, and for this series, we're going more towards some pulling of the back shoulder muscles. So you'll switch hands after about 7 to 12 reps, you know. Am I doing this right? Yeah, okay. After years of doing it, you still have to figure it out sometimes. Okay, here we go. Chest lifts a little bit. I'm pulling that elbow up towards the ceiling. When you do strength work, it feels fucking tough. And I like doing strength work that's hard to do because it makes the rest of my day, the rest of my life, a little bit easier. The hard stuff that I do outside of my exercises, like carrying groceries or digging in the garden, what have you, that stuff becomes easier because I do strength work. So I hope you can apply that to your life too. What's something that's hard in your life that you do physically, hard physically, and if you can correlate that to your exercise work, then maybe that's a motivational factor for you that will encourage you to amp up your weights, to amp up your sets, your reps, whatever makes you feel challenged in a workout, and that'll make life outside of your workout easier. Get strong, y'all. Whew. This is some sliding pulling. If you don't have any access to a hang bar, pull-up bar, if you don't have any access to a park with a jungle gym, but you do have access to a slider, like a blanket on hardwood floor, then this is the move for you to work your lats, your back shoulders, and to pull yourself out of quote-unquote poor posture, if that's a concern to you. So you're going to be on hands and knees, one hand on the slider, the other hand, I recommend bringing it behind your back. Okay, you're going to focus this work into the upper arm, into the shoulder. You're not going to use your hips and legs and butt to do the movement. You're going to work to use the movement through the shoulder and the arm. Okay, you're going to sit your hips back a little bit. Stretch that arm long and away from you. Palm is on the slider. Heavy down that palm. Heavy, heavy palm like you're sinking it into sand. Good, then pull that slider towards your knee as your chest comes upright, or more upright like a tabletop. Good, push the slider away and your body comes down into a child's pose position. Hand heavy. pull hand in towards your knee. Woo! You're focusing the work on the shoulder and the arm, doing this effort, not the hips or the feet. Try not to push yourself forward and back with your feet and hips. Try instead to use your shoulder muscles, underarm muscles, your armpit stuff. Oh, good. Do 10 of those. And then switch hands. Notice from side to side. Oh, if there's any difference. Does one side, one shoulder, one arm have more, what's the word when you've got a lot of skill in, I forget the word. So just notice if one side has more skill, is more adept at this movement than the other. And once that feels good, or you feel like you've got it, you're going to open your slider up to be a little wider, or if you have 2 sliders. Good, then we're going to do 2 hands. Child's pose like, no, never mind. Tabletop-like position. Remember, the shoulders are doing all of the work. The hips are just hanging out. You're going to push both sliders away as your torso comes down, so your head comes towards the floor, almost like a down dog with knees down. Okay, now keep the work in the shoulders, heavy those hands down like the hands are sinking into sand, and slowly pull the slider towards your knees. Your elbows can bend, that's fine. Good, so this is an alternative to doing pull-ups at a bar, but obviously you have to have room to do sliders. If you have carpet, then use 2 paper plates, or 2 plastic Tupperware lids underneath your hands on carpet. Woo! Yeah, this is also good for your neck. Yeah, you could turn your head to one side, do 5 reps there, and then turn your head to the other side, do 5 reps there. Your shoulders and neck are interrelated. They talk to each other. So if you have neck pains, I highly recommend doing some sort of pulling exercises like this, or those single arm rows. Okay, once you get the hang of that, then you can amp it up into a Bodysurfing event. For those of you that are actual surfers, this will be probably familiar to you. So if you have the space for this, you're gonna lay a blanket onto your hardwood floor, and then you're gonna, all you need is your knees down and your torso down. You're gonna bring your arms into the same position, stretched out in front of you. Then you're gonna tuck your tailbone like you're humping your hips into the floor. You wanna keep that engagement through your glutes. Firm hands into the floor. Think about lifting the chest a little bit. You're going to try and pull your body forward. Chest comes through the hands. And then you'll push back. And try again. Your hands are still. Your hands are stable on the ground. Here we go. Glutes firm like you're thrusting the front of your pelvis into the floor. Elbows bend. Pull, pull, pull. Bring your chest through your hands. A little bit of lightness through your front chest space. Good. So this is like a pull-up. And if that is something that you're aiming for, this is a good thing to practice if you have hardwood and a big blanket. Good. Have fun. Oh man, that one is all about triceps and lats. Big pulling muscles on your back that attach here at your arm and travel along your upper back to your mid-spine and even down to your low back. The lats are fucking amazing. Look up a picture of the lats. Woo! I love them. They are a huge muscle that help with so much in your life. Okay, have fun. Tag me if you do the movement and reach out with questions. All right, this is the ever tricky negative pull-up. So you are just doing
the slow lower down from the top of a pull-up bar. You can use whatever hand grip you want to. Make a step for yourself and then hold at the very top. See how long you can hold up there. You know, maybe it's 1 second, maybe it's 10. And then slowly lower down over the next 5 to 30 seconds. You're going to try and keep the rest of your body strong and engaged through the belly, front hips, glutes. It's gonna be ugly probably, but you're gonna do a bunch of reps of these. I would go with like 5 reps. Now we have some scapular pull-ups. This is only movement happening at the scaps on your back shoulders. You're gonna hold on to a hang bar. Keep your arms straight, rest of your body strong and engaged, and then see if you can pull your torso up just a half of an inch using your shoulder blades as they glide down your back. And then let your arms be really long and the shoulder blades just stretch as you release the body down in a half an inch. And repeat this about 10 to 15 times.